The Sports County Report with Lieber King, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group in Gonzales. Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. Here's your host, Lieber King.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
That's what I always did, and I traveled a lot in the coaching circuit at the FCS level. 3 schools in Tennessee, Tennessee Martin, Tennessee Tech, Chattanooga, then found my way up the East Coast at Liberty, at Richmond, at the University of Delaware. Wanted to be a head coach, wanted to get back south, so I kind of rolled the dice and stepped back to Division III football, which was a unique experience, and took the Belhaven job. And when we went to Belhaven, it was the 12th losingest program in all of college football. It was really, really down, but I wanted to get back south. My kids were living in Baton Rouge. Wanted to be a head coach, so we rolled the dice and did it, and it worked. 6 years later, we end up, winning a conference championship, going to NCAA playoffs for the first time, and that kind of led to the Northwestern State job. I wanted to get back to Louisiana. I wanted to get back to FCS football. So there was a lot that drew me to it, but I think bigger than that, I do believe coaching is a calling. I believe we get in this, that God puts a calling on everybody's life, and I believe mine is to grow young men through this game. And I believe that, and if you know anything about Northwestern State the last few years, it's really been hurting. It's a place that, we're trying to get past it, not talk about it as much anymore,
right.
but it is a reality of where we are that, shut the program down in the middle of the season 2 years ago after they suffered a tragedy on the team, and there were some things there culturally that were in a bad way that those decisions had to be made. Right or wrong is not for me to say, but when you see a group of young men in a place that's hurting, and if you coach for the right reasons, why would you not be attracted to that?
Right.
To come back to Louisiana was always very appealing.
Plus a great community there.
Unbelievable. Yeah, the town of Natchitoches is phenomenal, and if anybody watching this hasn't made a trip to Natchitoches during Christmas, you need to do that.
Yeah, they're missing out.
Yeah, you see a lot of great lights and eat some good meat pies. There's nothing like it. But there was a lot that appealed to me personally as to who and why I coached that made me want to go to Northwestern State, and it was a great opportunity. I signed up to take over the toughest job in America, but I did it willingly, and I know what I got into, and that excites me, because if you can do that and you can turn it around and get it going, you can really put your name on it and say, look what we did as a staff. Kind of like we did at Belhaven, where if I waited on Frank to retire at Southeastern while he's winning championships and doing that, and just kind of took over a job like that, how good would I really feel about it? Frank's done an incredible job, and he's the standard in our conference right now, but I wanted to put my own name on something, and not really piggyback off somebody. And Northwestern State gave me a chance to build something from scratch, because when we got there, they technically didn't have a team. So it's been a journey.
You had mostly walk-ons last year that overall that were new guys or guys that transferred in that didn't have a lot of experience. What I've noticed, and I just want to say this, being an outsider, I didn't go to Northwestern State. I'm just a Louisiana guy, but you put your mouth where it like the truth. You say we go to the schools. Wherever I've been, you've been there, and your guys have been there. And I don't know of a college outside of maybe LSU that has hit more ground in the last 6 to 8 months than your staff and you.
Yeah, well,
I like you're walking in some of these, and I'm missing you by 10 minutes, and I'm like, man, Coach, they haven't been here in a long time.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you recognizing that. Louisiana's got more talent and depth of talent than anywhere in the country. There's no question about that. So, especially at our level, why would we not?
Right.
Why would we not? So, we've been here now 18, 19 months. We've been through 2 recruiting cycles. You'll correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I think there's 315 football playing schools in the state of Louisiana. Our staff has been in every single one of them at least twice now.
Coach, you're on your game.
Yeah, that's right.
You're counting the MAIS schools.
We're not missing any. We're not missing any.
Yeah.
So, we're going to make sure that every year we set foot in every high school that plays football in the state.
Yeah.
And if there's any coaches or any, fan bases out there or parents saying that we haven't been by, well, you either weren't at work that day or you weren't paying attention, because we've been there and we're going to keep going there. And one number, you can fact check me on this one too, but in our 2 recruiting cycles, there's 11 Division I football schools in the state of Louisiana. We've signed by percentage more Louisiana kids than any of the 11 in the last 2 years. I think we're at 82% is where we are. And there's some schools in the state that, quite honestly, they're in the 20 and 30%.
And if you could take more, you would.
Absolutely.
You're at a limit at 105 now, and I know you're trying to get that down still.
That's right. That's right. So we're proud of what we've done so far in the state. We're going to do it a little bit different than people are doing it nowadays. Of course, you're going to live in the portal. You have to fill in some holes there. But we're going to butter our bread with the high school kids in the state because I believe that they still crave getting recruited, being developed, being mentored, and being turned into the best player they can. And if they leave over time, they leave over time. But we're going to try to build a culture where they don't want to leave. And this last spring cycle, we only had 1 kid go in the portal, and half our team didn't even know who it was. So I think we're building a culture with those kids that they want to be there. They're enjoying the process and the journey, and they've kind of bought into it.
Before we go, this is something I probably want to ask any college coach from here on out. When I hear their background, when I hear Pensacola, I think of one guy, Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
Escambia.
That's right.
So
Escambia Gators.
I have to get your opinion on this. I know people would probably be interested in this too. He was a little older than you, but when you were in Pensacola, were you there long enough to see him play or admire his game?
He was actually out of college before I ever got there. By the time I got there, my senior year of high school, he was already playing for Dallas. But you didn't go anywhere in Pensacola where there wasn't a picture of him on the wall or people telling stories about the night they saw him do whatever.
And then Derek Thomas was from Pensacola.
Yeah, Derek Thomas
Washington
went to Washington. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, big tough linebacker at Florida State, and he was a couple years behind me. He was already at Florida State when I got there, but some unbelievable talents come out of that area over the years. But no, Emmitt was something else. He would host a camp there, so we'd see him over summer. He would come around and do some things. But some pretty special talent in that part of the world.
I had to throw that out because people don't realize that. Every town has a couple of big names, and then now we got Coach McCorkle.
That's right. There you go. Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Coach? You want to tell the people in Louisiana if a mom or dad's watching or a kid, student athlete?
Yeah, I would say just come check us out. There's been a lot of talk and a lot of rumor and hearsay the last couple of years about what exactly Northwestern State is and where we're going. But what I can tell you is I made a decision to move my wife and kids to Natchitoches, Louisiana, to build a top-notch FCS program in the state of Louisiana, and that's what we're doing. And we're alive and well, and we're not going anywhere. And it's going to be a journey. We know what we signed up for. I know that I signed up to take over maybe one of the toughest jobs in America, but I'm excited to do that. And we're going to do that with good people and good kids from right here in Louisiana. And come check us out and see what you think.
Appreciate your time, Coach. Thank you. Good luck to you this year.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King.